I haven't done that yet. I read all of them already. Yeah. But I'm really good at I actually don't know what I want to do. It's just I didn't have this I mean, I love when I have to run around like. Oh wow! Good morning. I love it. But I got a well, don't and my mother-in-law, she gave me embroidery product. She gave me all of her embroidery things. Like, I don't like this hobby. This is not for me. Which is so funny because I crochet I can take a little bit of yarn. There you go. Hey, good morning. I'm excited. Oh, I was going to talk to you and I like missed my exit. I missed my exit. Did you see me? I do that at my house all the time. And I'll be like, and I right, and I tried to find the dog. So I'm like, get out. And I'll be like, quit letting the dogs out.
Like, this is not accomplishing anything.
I don't really have to do
First time I tried to crochet,
yeah. You think you can clip canvas? Okay. Yeah, alright. My favorite part. Yes. I'm usually a clip. I didn't take a lot, but I'm not very photo. Okay. Yeah. And it was kind of banging on the page. Kind of. That's okay. Yeah. This is going to be a crowd. Yeah. We usually don't have this one of the I like food. It's like food. I am. What? That was, yeah, that's what I want to have. Live video. I like
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Chattanooga on this Easter Sunday. I don't know about you, but there's nothing better for me than on a spring morning to see the sun come out sparkling after a night of rain. And I felt like the earth greened up overnight with the rain after the drought that we've had. It's a pleasure to see all of you this morning. Welcome family, friends, familiar faces, visitors, and everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Cindy Collins. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm your worship associate this morning. At UUCC, sorry, I had to make sure the slide was going. There it is. At UUCC, we acknowledge that our church sits on Cherokee, Muskogee, and Yuchi land. Like the turning of the seasons, covenant is not a one-time act, but a living commitment to be renewed again and again. Easter reminds us that transformation is always possible, that hope can rise from places of great uncertainty. In reciting our covenant each week, we recommit to being a community grounded in compassion, courage, and respect. Please join me in reciting our covenant. We journey together, bound in the interdependent web of existence. We embrace diversity, own our conflicts, and assume good intentions. When we fail, we begin again in love. Justice and compassion shall be our watchwords, and beloved community our goal. And now I'd like to invite Andre to come forward and light our chalice and peace candle. Please join me in saying our chalice lighting words together. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to sustain and to share. And now please stand as able and join in our opening song, number 360, Here We Have Gathered. The words will be on the screen.
Come and step inside.
And now is the time for the story of all ages. Our religious education coordinator, Kelsey, is going to read a story, and we invite all of our young friends and young at heart friends to come forward if you'd like to sit up front while Kelsey reads.
All right.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Today's story is called The Stuff of Stars by Marion Dane Bauer. In the dark, in the dark, in the deep, deep dark, a speck floated, invisible as thought, weighty as God. There was yet no time, there was yet no space, no up, no down, no edge, no center. No earth with soaring hawks, scuttling beetles, trees reaching for the sky. There was no sky, no you, no me, only the speck, waiting, waiting. And then the beginning of all beginnings went bang. And in a trillionth of a second, our universe was born. A cloud of gas unfolded, unfurled, zigzagged, stretched, collided, expanded, expanded, expanded. Bits bumped, gathered, fused. And throughout the cosmos, stars caught fire. Trillions of stars, but still no planets to attend those stars. And if no planets, then no oceans, no mountains, no hippopotami, no violets blooming in a shady wood, no crickets singing in the night, no day, no night. The stars burned and burned. They burned so long and so hot that some of them exploded, flinging stardust everywhere. And the ash of those dying stars gathered into planets, and the planets circled other stars. But still, no bluebirds, no butterflies, still no snails, no giraffes, still no you, still no me. The planets closest to their star stayed very hot. The ones far away got very cold. But one lucky planet, a fragile blue ball we call Earth, was neither too far nor too near. It circled its yellow star, the one we call the sun, from just the right distance and with just the right tilt to be sometimes warm, sometimes cool. Perfect for turning that starry stuff into mitochondria, jellyfish, spiders, into ferns and sharks, into daisies and galloping horses. Again and again, stardust gave birth to stardust. Dinosaurs lived and died, making room for humans. Our great-great-great-grandparents and all before them lived and died, making room for more and more children. Then one day, in the dark, in the dark, in the deep, deep dark, another speck floated, invisible as dreams, special as love. Waiting, waiting, dividing, changing, growing, until at last you burst into the world. You took a big breath of the same air once breathed by woolly mammoths. You cried tears that were once salty seas. Your hair once the carbon in a leaf. You and the velvet moss, the caterpillars, the lions. You and the singing whales, the larks, the frogs. You and me loving you, all of us, the stuff of stars. The end.
And now our young friends can either return to their seats or go downstairs for religious ed. And if you'll join me in singing the children out. And this is the moment for a stewardship moment, and Gary Beal is going to join us up front with a few words about our stewardship campaign.
Good morning. Gary Beal, he, him. I have today's drawing for those who've already turned in their stewardship pledges, pledge cards. Who would like to pick a? Sure.
Don't eat it. Okay.
Pick one, Ellis. Thank you.
That's a whole lot that you fixed there.
That's okay. This one is perfect. Let me read it, okay? You can keep it, but... Oh, goodness. Pamela Johnson. Don't see Pam. Today's a drawing gift is... Here, I'll take this. Is something called a candle warmer. It is a device that you plug in and then you put...
It's a mystery to most men. I'm sorry.
I've never seen one of these, right? And it warms up some scented wax, and you smell the scented wax all over your house without having actual flames. So it's kind of good in that way. Okay, so this morning, Mr. Mowbray is going to give us some thoughts on stewardship. Oh, one more thing. We are 60% time-wise through the stewardship campaign. There are only 2 weeks left, and we are also at 60% of the fundraising goal. So yay!
Yay! All right.
So 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, that's it. Think about it if you haven't been thinking about it. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Good morning, everybody. John Mowbray with the stewardship campaign. And it's weird, this printed out instead of like this. So it kind of looks like I'm reading from a scroll, which may be more impressive. So every year, UUCC donates hundreds of pounds of food for food drives. Through Share the Plate, we give hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars, to worthy causes throughout Chattanooga. We provide subsidized rental fees for many groups like the Forest School. We also sponsor Chattanooga Queer Collective at the recent Trans Day for Visibility. So there's a lot that the church does for the community. But pledging is the time that we do self-care. So we need everybody's pledges to help the church so that we can continue to be a place of liberal religion in the community and do these good works that we're doing. Pledges make up almost 80% of UUCC's total income. Pledging is critical to allowing UUCC to pay our minister and the talented staff livable wages and benefits. Pledges also impact things like RE programs, art and music programs, including concerts like that Roger's going to talk about later on today. The Spring Has Sprung concert that's going to be next week. Money from pledges is also very important for the business operations of the church. The remaining income, so again, 80% of everything that supports the church comes from pledges. About 15% comes from rentals. And again, we're doing a lot of those at below market rates for worthy causes. Fundraisers contribute about 5% to the church, and then miscellaneous income adds about 2%. As Gary had mentioned, as of April 3rd, our 2026-2027 pledge drive has raised about $90,000 from 35 generous congregants. The pledge drive ends on 4/19. With this in mind, can we count on you to pledge again this year if possible and also increase your giving? As you contemplate your pledge, please be mindful of the following. Pledging is how each of us demonstrates our individual generosity to our UUCC community. It's about all of us taking care of UUCC so that UUCC can take care of us in return. It's how we collectively tell UUCC how much each of our donations will be for the coming fiscal year, which is critical for budgeting purposes. Pledging isn't a legal contract, but rather a promise to our congregation. It's not mandatory, but everyone should help fund UUCC as much as they can. Lastly, please consider the following as you consider pledging. All of us, friends and guests, experience the joys of liberal religion and the freedom from dogma that liberal religion offers. Families with children enjoy liberal religion while their kids enjoy the education that comes with it. Our community enjoys a place where people in need can meet, learn, and share. Culture lovers enjoy the art and music UUCC provides. Followers of earth-centered religions enjoy holiday events in a community they share. Self-help groups find a meeting place to work towards their goals. People seeking information and a thought-provoking environment gravitate to Forum. UUCC is our home, the home of religion in Chattanooga. There is nothing else like UUCC in this part of Tennessee. We need to preserve and build our home. Please make a genuine and generous pledge to UUCC. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And this is our social justice moment. Dave?
Offertory. We need to collect the offering.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dave, you're after the offering.
Here, have a seat. As always. Maybe we should have had you go before. I know, I'm sorry.
And that's what I had. Anyway, it all works. So this is the time in our service when we pass the plate. One of the ways in which we recommit to the support of UUCC is by sharing our time, talent, and treasure. We will gratefully accept your offering this morning. Please give as able as the plate is passed, or you may use the QR code in your order of service and donate online. If you are new or visiting us this morning, please feel free to let the plate pass by. Your presence here with us is gift enough. Thank you. Thank you all, and if you'll please join me in our offertory response. We give these gifts freely, committed to our mission to care, create beloved community, awaken hearts and minds, resist injustice and act with compassion, embrace life and care for the earth. To this work we dedicate our offerings. And now, Dave, would you like to do the stewardship moment?
No. Social justice.
Social justice.
Yeah,
I'm contagious. It's
I'm
wonderful.
ready for any number of things this morning. But I want to dampen your enthusiasm a little bit by talking about war. Somebody has to talk about war here eventually, and really talk about war. So I'm going to do that this morning. This is Easter week, at the end of Easter week, and we enjoyed the head of the Pentagon, Hegseth, giving proclamations about a Christian nationalist war against Muslims, and it seemed to me that was a bit of irony during Easter week, to use Jesus' death as a means of declaring that you will bomb a country to the Stone Age. But I want to talk about a little larger issue here. The administration is asking for $200 billion more money for the war. Now that's 1/5 of the Pentagon budget that they want to add to. Not only that, this week the White House released a proposed budget for next year, which increases Pentagon funding by 44% to $1.5 trillion. And of course, they have to lower social services that they have already lowered in this country by at least 10% to afford this. Now, it's time for us to confront this issue, and I want to start by reading a quotation from Dwight Eisenhower, who of course said something about the military-industrial complex in 1960. But here's what he said in 1953, the first year of his presidency. And by the way, this was just, 8 years after the end of World War II, which he was the major general in it that ran the whole operation. At least he knew what he was doing as a general. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired signifies in the final sense a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. This world in arms is not spending money alone. It is spending the sweat of its laborers, the genius of its scientists, the hopes of its children, and hopes of its children. This is not a way of life at all in any true sense. Under the clouds of war, it is humanity hanging on the cross of iron. I'm going to leave it at that.
I'm going to secure our money before any of this happens. I feel like it's going to fly. Or I'm going to run into it. That wouldn't be weird. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm the Reverend Mandy Goheen. My pronouns are she and her, and it is my great honor to serve this congregation's spiritual wellness. I'm so excited to see so many new people and faces I haven't seen in a minute, making me smile. And I just want to welcome you into this space of sharing your joys and concerns. So our practice in this church is, if you feel up to it, to come forward and light a candle to represent whatever is going on with you in your life that might need held by a greater community. You'll notice the candles are in dirt, and I'm sure you'll figure that out as the service goes along. So with that, your joys and concerns are so deeply welcome up front, and I just look forward to giving you a hug if you want one, and this time of sharing in our community on this Easter Sunday. Yeah, how you doing? Thank you all. And let's take a moment to hold all the lights that have been lit and the ones that are waiting in our hearts. Now, if you didn't already know, I'm a goofy country music fan. Sorry you didn't hear that 500 times yet, but. So we're gonna do a song, but we're gonna do it like a poem. And it is by Riddy Adams, and it's about when her father was dying. And so many of us have had situations witnessing and being there with somebody who is dying or after they died, and the strange things that occur. And this song/poem is about that. So Layla's gonna strum a few tunes, and we're gonna take turns reading it. Was a fall Friday morning, mid-September. Dad, he would die 1 month later. Well, Mom came to visit in the place he would pass, across from the river and in front of the tracks.
He said, "You won't believe who came to my bedside. Johnny Cash on a freight train sometime in the night. Well, he wanted me to go along for a ride, but I told him I would stay for my children and my wife."
Mom turned on the TV, and to her surprise, breaking news this morning, Johnny Cash has died. Well, he passed away in Nashville sometime in the night. The nurse told my mom, "Don't be surprised. Funny things happen when somebody dies."
Well, you can call it
spirits, angels, or lies.
But we'll never know what someone sees with their own eyes.
No, we'll never know what someone sees with their own eyes. And now, Sebastian, who I haven't heard in so many long time because I've been on sabbatical, is going to play our special music. Thank you. I don't know why I put you right before me. That was... All right. Let's see what happens here. Happy Easter again. Good morning. What a wonderful place to celebrate freedom of religion this Easter Sunday, especially since I've been questioning my disbelief a lot lately. I know many of us come from Christian traditions that hold the story of Jesus in a very specific way. And I'm not here to take that from anyone, just to share how I'm coming to understand it in the now. As for Easter goes, I still don't believe that the ultimate first son sacrifice was necessary for me. I don't think it was necessary. You know, if you think it through, it was just an apple. So, not really worth all that. I think Jesus was murdered by empire and corruption and not a hidden plan, because that would have been a weird plan, if you ask me. And still, his story remains. And that's what I want to talk about, is the energy in that story. On Easter Sunday, it is traditional for me to quote a man named Clarence Jordan, who is from Georgia. He was Jimmy Carter's buddy. And he translated the Gospels from Greek into Georgia Southern. And so I want to read from the book of Matthew this morning. So they left the vault filled with both fear and great excitement, and they ran like mad to tell his students. And what do you know? Jesus met them, and he said, "Howdy." They went to him and hugged his feet and him, and then Jesus told them, "Y'all quit being so scared. Run along and go tell my brothers and my family that they should go over to Alabama, and I'll see them there." Number one, it is probable that Jesus appeared on Easter. Number two, his story is tricky as history is tricky. And number three, science and social science comfort me. So where does this go? Did you know that 30 to 50% of people experience some kind of sensory visitation when someone dies? 80% of dying people see loved ones near their death, and the rest are Unitarian Universalists. These are not considered strange occurrences. They're not considered supernatural. They're considered normal. They're not considered any part or damage to psychology. It is part of how we die. We just don't talk about it a lot. There are words for it: grief hallucinations, near-death experiences, but those words don't cancel the experience. They just try to name it. And so I imagine the apostles, after the death of Jesus, disoriented and grieving, their bodies in shock. And the likelihood that Jesus appeared to them is kind of high in that situation, because it's a sensory experience. There would be all kinds of ways of interacting with him. If you have read the scriptures in the Christian Bible, you know that people touched and heard him, and they saw him. And when I have been around death, I have done all the things like that. I have run away from death. I have faced death. I have watched a child go through death in a process that went backwards. Medicine and science are amazing, but they didn't have what we have now. They didn't have the language or the tools to understand what was happening in the body and in the brain of both themselves and Jesus. But still, people experience something. So there's a smell right now in the air. It's called petrichor. And it's the smell after it rains. And it only happens in very specific conditions. And we've had those conditions. It's been a drought, right? And it started raining. And there's a smell. And you need something dry, something waiting, and then something releases in that process. For me, grief has a smell like that. Presence has a timing like that. Science comforts me, as I keep saying to myself over and over again. I sort of identify some days as a religious naturalist. And the Religious Naturalist Association has this to say about the definition. Religious naturalism seeks to bridge the gap between scientific understanding and spiritual and moral life, fostering a deep connection to the environment. And in that sense, photosynthesis is a miracle. What would happen without it? I think someone mentioned how green it got overnight. I find awe and wonder in the intricate processes of energy moving from the sun to plant. An undetectable transfer that sustains everything. And all this petrichor and photosynthesis and even what we call visitation could be forms of energy exchanges. I have no idea, and that's okay. Transformation we can not always see, but we experience. Religious naturalism versus supernaturalism. I ponder that more than maybe I should. What if I'm wrong? What if tomorrow a scientific discovery closes the gap between the two? But I do know this. I don't need something to break the laws of nature to call it sacred. The miracle is already happening. And maybe resurrection isn't about defying nature, but about participating in it. Decay of grief happens. When someone dies after we go through a process, and for me, and because of science, energy is never gone, and it's always transforming into something else. I pay attention to that energy. And like in the poem that she said, funny things happen when someone dies. Lots of us have had experiences like that, whether we have heard from a loved one their experience or we've had them themselves. Rudy Adams sings about that and how we try to name something we fully don't understand. And maybe we just don't know. Maybe the apostles experienced what people experienced. They were people in the story anyway. What I've experienced. It doesn't fit neatly in belief or disbelief. And maybe Jesus' death wasn't a transaction or a plan. Maybe Jesus was the catalyst. The moment when all the conditions were exactly right. The life he lived, the people around him, the timing, the tension of empire. And something ignited. A story with enough energy and enough momentum to keep moving long, long, long after his body was gone. The apostles were human. These stories have been put through the ringer. They have been used to harm people. They have been used to good, and still they carry. I've told this story before probably, but I see a lot of new faces, so I get to tell it again. The week my dad died, it was May in coastal North Carolina, and the pileated woodpeckers were eating carpenter bees, drilling into his porch. And it looked like there were pterodactyls hanging all over the outside. They were going to town, tearing up the gum trees. And the sound of them filled the sandy, dry woods. And it was hot and humid enough to start storming at night. And that smell of rain hitting dry sand. And as the mosquitoes woke up, the smell of off as well. Nothing was still, everything was loud, everything was breaking down and becoming something else. A year later, cruising the Mississippi back roads with my BFF, I made a comment about the road we were driving down. Kent Knorr's my dad, and I said, I can imagine Kent Knorr, Danny Debo, listen, these names are crazy country names, and Bob Ledford are riding their Harleys down, anyway, riding their motorcycles in a row down this road, and I could just see it in front of me. And at that moment, a pileated woodpecker flew out of the woods. Flew out of the tall pines on one side of the road, tipped its wings in front of the windshield as if to say hello, and disappeared back into the trees on the other side. I don't know what that was. This is a story I have told, a story that won't leave me alone. There's so much awe and wonder and curiosity in this story. Telling it helps me process my grief. Imagine telling the story that helped the apostles process their grief. Imagine the smiles on their faces when they shared that Jesus met them on the road and he said, howdy. Maybe the question isn't whether it happened exactly as it was written. Maybe the question is, what kind of experience has the power to keep being told? The story of Jesus didn't survive because of empire. It survived in spite of it. Word of mouth, body to body, story to story. What are the chances a story like that continues? What conditions had to be exactly right for that kind of energy, that kind of story to keep moving and moving all the way to us in this present moment? Maybe resurrection isn't about one body coming back. Maybe it's about what keeps moving through us. Resurrection happens all the time. In transfers of energy, you can see it in photosynthesis, you can smell it in the petrichor, you can feel it in the dirt. You can hear it in the telling of stories and the singing of songs. Nothing is ever gone, but it's always different. And that's just my way today to understand resurrection. May it be so, and blessed be. Please rise in body and or spirit as we sing a song, a UU version of a song that is sung on Easter everywhere, right? Isn't that kind of true? Yeah. Yep. So if you want to sneak in alleluias, change genders, whatever you need to do in this song, this is an inclusive community. Just join your voices as you are willing and able. Taking this with you. This week, notice where resurrection is already happening. When you smell the rain on the dry ground, when you see something growing, pause. When you feel the dirt in your hands, pause. When the memory comes back to you, pause. Don't try to explain things. Just notice them. Notice this week that nothing is always, let me try that again. Notice this week that nothing is ever gone. It's always becoming something else. And now we're going to extinguish our chalice. Invite Andre up. And invite you all to join us in the words. So, we extinguish this flame. And share with all the world. There we go. And now it's the sacred time of announcements. Where's the good mic? On the other side? Okay. I know we have Easter egg things to do. Do you need to go first? Yeah, because of things. Yeah. She got something going on. All right.
Good morning. My name is Jan Brooks. I'm
that
a
work?
member of the Religious Education Committee. Today is our second annual Easter can hunt. Because of the rain last night, we didn't set it up outside. It is going to be downstairs. We invite all children. When you finish finding 117 cans,
Each. I'm kidding.
117, you can take a ticket for the number of cans you found and come up and get a prize.
Oh, question.
Were there any hidden spots that might require a
We'll-
taller person?
Yes, there are, but we'll talk about that when we get downstairs.
Okay. All the food goes to the Chattanooga Area Food Bank, by the way. Yeah.
That was a very complicated announcement, yes.
See why it needed to go first? Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect. All right, so the church has a house band. It's called the Third Sunday Orchestra. We always play on the third Sunday of every month. And they let us out, and we're going to actually play on a Saturday night, and it's next Saturday night, and we're actually opening for a professional musician, Jeremy Dion from Colorado.
They say those Colorado musicians are top notch. So.
And if you haven't already, check him out on YouTube. He sounds very much like James Taylor. He's got a great voice. I was really impressed. First time I heard him, Caleb was playing him. I go, is that James Taylor? No, it's Jeremy Dion. And Jeremy Dion is actually going to play a song with us, Into the Mystic by Van Morrison. So anyway, we invite you all to come out. The tickets are $15. It's like a real concert. And
Mr. Davis, I have a question.
yes, Mr. Michael.
Is this a fundraiser for the church?
I'm deferring to the president of the board.
As far
Yeah.
as we know.
As far as we know. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we want you to come out too. Oh, questions.
Where does it take place?
Oh, it takes place right here on this stage next Saturday night. That's actually a good question. I mean,
Less dirt and candles.
yeah, it could have been at Memorial Auditorium, right, downtown. Yeah. And then, Charlotte, you've got 10 tickets are donated by an anonymous donor. So just come up and sign up for one for a free ticket. Okay? So it's going to be fun. And I've played one too many gigs to empty houses. And so we don't want that to happen this time. So please come out next Saturday night. Have a good time. Is there another question? Yes, sir.
Will there be refreshments and childcare available?
Oh, wow, this is great. Okay, yes to both. Okay.
See what happens when you ask the announcements to get shorter?
Okay, I think that was a hint. But anyway, here, well, there's a information in the order of service, but here's our official poster. And thank you very much.
Hello, Judy Gallagher, she, her. I'm just, if you didn't catch it in this week's newsletter, there's a sign-up sheet. John mentioned earlier about how much this church does with to other organizations in the community through our Donate the Plate. Our monthly offertory goes to an organization that's nominated by you all. Must be a local organization, but we're taking nominations for the coming year, and the Social Justice Committee will then fill the calendar for that year. So please sign up on here. You have till the end of the month to get your favorite group that you would like to see us support nominated. Thank you.
It's an Easter miracle. Uh-oh, see, she thought she had time for a call. Why wouldn't you? Well, good idea. All right, listen. Happy Easter, everyone. Our service is ended. But let our service to the world begin, and let me encourage you to get involved in some of this fun stuff going on around here. We had a blast last night at the Seder. Blast might be a strange way to put it. It was very lovely, and I had a fun time. And just appreciation, because this is all us. It's not one person around here, and I just deeply, deeply appreciate all of you. Our service has ended. Let our service to the world begin.